Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today's lesson, inshallah, we're going to be talking about one of the most important rules of tajweed, which are the rules related to the noon sakin. Actually, before getting started in this beautiful rule, we just want to know that the letter noon is such a unique letter. Why? Because when it's voweled, we just pronounce it as any other letter. Okay? So, we have here three examples with vowel noon, whether it was with fatha or dhamma or kasra. We just pronounce it as normal. Okay? The first example, Allah says, أَفَنَضْرِبُ عَنْكُمْ أَفَنَضْرِبُ عَنْكُمْ. Here we have the noon, the vowel noon with fatha. We just pronounce it as normal. The same as here with dhamma. وَلَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا نُوحًا. The word نوحا have noon with dhamma. And here أن اضرب بعصاك أن اضرب بعصاك. Here also we have vowel noon with kasra, so we just pronounce it as normal. Okay, when we can apply this rule, the rules related to the noon sakinah, actually we have just said this when it has sukoon above it. Okay, how can we know that the noon is sakinah? We will actually see one of these two shapes. Number one, we will see this symbol above it in Quran, okay? Or we will see that there is nothing above it at all, okay? So this symbol or there is nothing at all, okay? Okay, before getting deeper, there's actually another noon sakina we didn't mention, and which is tanween. The tanween we have studied before during studying Arabic language, and we have said that there is tanween with dhamma or with fatha or with kasra, and it's actually just we can consider it as noon sakina because when we say baytun, we have here tanween with dhamma. It's actually non-written noon sakina, so it must be the pronunciation we pronounced is baytun, have noon sakina at the end of the word, but it is not written. So we will consider this rule as called is noon sakina and tanween. Okay. Before getting deeper, we will to make it more easy, we will consider some story or a story. We have here our friend letter noon traveling in a trip. Okay, he's just traveling in amazing trip, and we will consider this traveler that can adapt to whoever who meets. He just treat them as their personality or something like this. Okay, so he will come across one village and another village and maybe some person or people. Okay, when we see Nun Sakin in the Quran, we will apply one of 5 rules. Okay, let's start with the first rule, which called ghunna. The ghunna is a nasal sound, comes from the nasal cavity by the paranasal sinuses, and this rule we can apply it with letters that has nasal sound. Okay, with the letter noon we have the letter meme. Okay, so we have noon and meme because they have nasal sound. When we can apply this rule, when we see the shadda above one of these two letters here, which is noon and meme. Why? Because we have discussed before that shadda consists of second letter and vowel letter. Okay, so the noon here is sakina followed by a vowel noon that is actually the shadda. Okay, so we have here 2 examples. Number 1 related to the noon or the meme. Allah says ممن خلقنا ممن خلقنا. Here's the first example, and the second is إنا نحن نزلنا إنا نحن نزلنا. Okay, we have taken the applied part. What about the theoretical part? Okay, when the noon found her sister, we have said that this noon is traveling right now. She found her sister in the way. She just will give her a big hug, then smoothly pass. Okay, and this big hug, we can consider it by the extension for two harakat right here. So instead of saying إنا نحن, we say إنا نحن to consider this big hug by meeting her sister and smoothly pass. إنا نحن here ممن خلقنا. This is for the first rule for today. And the second is called actually إقلاب. The إقلاب rule means to change, means changing. Okay, what do we mean by changing? Actually, we can apply this rule when the noon is followed by ba. Noon sakina. It must be sakina. Okay, followed by ba. This letter here is such a stranger person. Just close the door on him and don't meet anybody except this letter, this beautiful letter right here, which is meme. Okay, so how can we help the Noon, our friend Noon, in his trip or through his trip? We will actually transform it or change it to the letter meme, and this is the symbol of Noon or of Iqlab in the Quran. Okay, when we see this meme above the Noon, it means that there is Noon Sakina followed by Ba, so we will apply the rule of Iqlab. Okay, so to help our friend, instead of saying min ba'd, this is the wrong pronunciation. The correct pronunciation must be like min ba'd, min ba'd. What our friend did right here, he's just transformed his shape to this shape to can just pass, and we help them actually. So this is for the noon second. What about the vowel noon followed by ba? It actually, we have discussed this before. We have said we will consider it as any normal vowel letter. So we will say وعنبا وقضبا وعنبا وقضبا. Okay, not okay. There is a wrong pronunciation right here. Some people says وعنبا وقضبا, and this is wrong. The correct must be وعنبا وعنا. Noon with fatha, normal pronunciation. This is for the second rule. We have here another example with tanween. Allah says عذاب أليم بما. Here we have the stranger person close the door, and to pass the noon sakina or the tanween right here, it must be transformed to the letter meme, and we help them actually. Good job. Okay, number 3, the rule of idhar. What is the rule of idhar? It actually consists, or we can apply it when the noon sakina is followed by one of these letters right here in the Quran. And these letters, we can consider that they make a village and it is just a friendly village. So how can Noon treat them through his trip or through her trip? Actually, we'll show her face clearly. And how can we help her? We will pronounce it as normal. Okay? So here we have the example. ينهون عنه وينأون ينهون عنه وينأون. The word ينهون, we have nun sakina followed by ha, which is the rule of idhar. Okay, we have ha right here. So we just pronounce it as normal and the same as here and here. And this is for the idhar. It is just pronouncing noon as normal. The third one, or I'm sorry, the fourth rule for today's lesson is called idgham. The rule of idgham we can apply when we see a noon sakina don't have anything or doesn't have anything above it, followed by one of these letters, which we can collect them as the word to make it easy to memorize them, the word yarmalun. Okay, cool. The word yarmalun, the ya and the ra and the meme and the lam and the waw and the noon letters, when it followed or preceded by noon sakina, we will apply the rule of idgham. And through this trip, our friend Noon meet these people. We will consider them as a shy village. Okay, How can our friend treat them? It actually will merge with them and disappear in their crowd. We will merge the letter noon with them. How can we do this? Let's see. We have here the first example, a nun sakina followed by a ya, and ya is one of the letters of the word yarmalun. So we will apply the rule of what? Of idgham. Great job. So instead of saying فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ, we will say فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ. Notice that we extend actually the sound right here for two harakat also. Okay, so making the noon gets in the following letter of idgham, فَمَي, not فَمَن.